What is up, everyone? It's your girl JJ, and we're gonna watch Why You Have Big Ambitions But Feel Lazy.
There's a reason so many of us say we want more from life, but never really start or follow through. I've caught myself in that pattern again and again. There are
I
moments
wonder what that anime is.
where I feel this clarity or inspiration,
Bro,
like,
free rent is crazy. I should probably let this video keep going.
this is it. But then nothing happens. I think most of us have a version of that. We've got a general idea of the life we want. Maybe not all the specifics, but we know the shape of it. We know we want to grow or create or move forward. But even with that desire, there's still this weird resistance. And it's hard.
You know what's crazy though? Is that this man has a really silky smooth voice that I want to keep hearing him, or the way he talks, or because of his edits, man. Like what?
To explain. Like, for some reason, actually starting just feels heavier than it should. And I don't think it's because we're unmotivated or lazy or whatever. I think we're just living in a world that's constantly pulling us away from ourselves. Like, everything is designed to grab our attention, but not in a
I think for me, I don't think the problem with me starting is the thing is I see there's no growth, which makes me feel discouraged because I'm like, why can't I be where everyone else is? So comparison is a thief of joy is what people say, and for someone who wants to try to keep improving themselves, it feels like I am a snail. Everything is so slow for me to grow compared to everyone else. Everyone could start off like a whole like 3 months ago and be way further than I am after being here for 4 years.
way that leads us anywhere. I follow this Twitter account that posts a progress bar every few days. It shows how much of the year has already gone by. And when I saw it last week, I had this realization that I'd let so much of it pass again, and the things I said that matter the most still haven't had any progress. And
Also, chat. I can't believe we're already halfway through the year. Which is low key kind of sad because I had a goal of reaching a certain goal, and I did not. I did not get there, unfortunately. But I just gotta keep going. I just gotta keep going.
pictured how the rest of the year would look like if I don't do anything to change it. Because honestly, I don't think most of us are lazy. We're just distracted, and not in a random way. I think it's been built that way on purpose. Everything around us is designed to keep us reacting, refreshing, clicking, scrolling.
Well, I just feel like he calling out my reaction video. I'm not gonna lie.
So even when we get real time to ourselves, we don't know what to do with it. We end up reaching for the next thing just to keep moving, even if it's not taking us anywhere. This hit me pretty hard earlier this month. I had a full weekend to myself, no obligations, nothing urgent, and I told myself, alright, this is it. I'm finally gonna sit down and work on this big creative project that I had in mind. But then I didn't. I made coffee, checked the news, scrolled Instagram, watched some videos I'd already seen, played Haste Broken Worlds, which is probably what's on screen right now. And the whole time I kept thinking I was just easing into it, warming up. But then I blinked and it was Sunday night, and I just sat there like, what happened? How did I still end up doing nothing? It wasn't that I didn't care, because I did. And it wasn't that I didn't have time, because I had a whole weekend. But my attention just wouldn't cooperate. And the more I sat with that, the more I started to realize this isn't just a me problem. There's a whole system that thrives on keeping us slightly off balance. Not miserable, but just manageable enough. Just productive enough to keep going, but too tired to ask why. And it makes sense. The longer we're online, the more these platforms profit. The more uncertain or insecure we feel, the easier we are to sell to. And the more attention we give away, the less we actually have left for ourselves. That's how we end up here, saying
Um, I think it is a lot harder when your life, like let's say you want to become a YouTuber streamer, and your life revolves around streaming and YouTubing because everything is literally here's how you grow, here's how you do this. It's just like you can't just If you learn by yourself, that's crazy. But like for others, it's like you really are trying to figure out how to get there so you can make this your goal so you can have some kind of support or something like that, and not everyone can get there. Or not everyone gets there fast enough where they want to be. So it's like what am I supposed to do?
We want more, but not doing anything about it. Not because we don't care, but because we're already spent before we even begin. And then we turn on ourselves. We feel guilty for not trying harder, so we look for another productivity hack, or scroll for motivation, or beat ourselves up thinking this was supposed to be the time we finally changed. And I think that's why people get into hustle culture. I get that it's good to want to improve, to be productive, but sometimes it starts to feel like we're just trying to prove we matter. Like we need something to point to and say, see this? This is why I'm here. This is why I'm allowed to take up space. That kind of pressure doesn't really help. It just slowly wears you down. Because even when you check something off that list, there's always something else waiting. And eventually you forget what the point was in the first place. I couldn't keep doing that cycle. So I paid attention to that thought and tried to do something small. I started putting my phone on Do Not Disturb a little more often. I went on walks and drives without music or
So there's one thing people get so upset about is I don't have notifications on my Discord. And there's a reason for that. One is that I would rather just see if there's an update rather than getting pinged because the ping will distract me if I'm in the middle of something. And if I'm not in the middle of something, then yes, I can scroll through it. Two is that some people want you to respond right away. And it's just like, yes, I understand that, but at the same time, I also do not want the whole this is it. Like I would rather have some time to respond than respond right away. I will respond if I see it, but if I don't see it, I would probably, you know, get it when least expected. I could edit my message or something if I didn't say it properly the first time.
podcasts. Sometimes I would just sit outside and do nothing for a few minutes, literally nothing, and it felt kind of uncomfortable, like my brain was convinced I was forgetting something or wasting time. I'd get this urge to grab my phone and clear all my notifications just to feel caught up. But when I pushed through that feeling, just for a moment, I started to feel something come back. Not some huge realization. It was just me finally thinking clearly without all the noise. And it felt good. Not because it allowed me to get back to work and check more boxes, but because I got to remember what actually matters to me. And I guess that's what reflection does. It's how you start to notice the quiet patterns that were shaping your life when you weren't really present to live it. It's how you stop living like an NPC and start realizing that you have agency. You can choose how your day plays out. I had a moment to choose what to do, what to care about, what kind of person I actually want to be. Not just eating because I'm hungry, scrolling because I'm bored, or sleeping because I'm numb. And no, I haven't figured everything out. I still feel the pressure sometimes to prove myself and to earn my place. But lately, I've been wondering maybe it's not about proving anything. Maybe it's more about not listening to all the stuff that tells you that you don't matter unless you do something impressive. You don't need to go viral. You don't need to optimize every second of your life. I think the real work is just protecting the part of you that already knows you're enough, just by existing, even when it's quiet, even when you feel like you've done nothing impressive. Your attention's been pulled in every direction except the one that actually belongs to you. So take a second, step away from all that noise. Give yourself a moment to listen and move in your own direction. Because
So, when I don't stream at my right times or whatever times people expect me to stream because they want me to be consistent or whatever, it's just because I'm like reflecting or trying to one edit videos to get people to actually come to streams because streaming itself is not gonna be the way unless like you know what right titles and thumbnails to do. I'm either and talking to like my family about just life in general, because social media is not like the only thing I care about. I care about what goes on outside of life. That's why when I see people get upset about stuff going on, I'm like, okay, like, man, I need to take a step back. That's the type of thing. It's just like I'll hear what's going on, but at the same time, it's also not the end of the world. But when you make your life all about this, it's like, oof. But I also get it, because if like this is how you make your main source of income, or the only way to make your main source of income, then it could be frustrating. But it's not really something that for me, because I, you know, was able to do things outside. I'm like, this is my only option right now, with the recession being off like it is. It's like, dang, I want to get back at the streaming game while I had the chance, because it's not like I'm having any luck right now, but maybe one day. So yeah, that's my thoughts.
Because if you've been feeling like someone who wants more but can't make any progress, maybe the answer isn't more effort or more willpower. Maybe it's just less noise. I just want to say thank you guys for.
So yeah, what do you guys think about this? How do you spend your life, or do you feel like you just don't give time to certain things? I know for me, I try to give time. I switch between streaming, writing for my video games, exercising, and being with family. So, how do you spend your time? That being said, this is JJ Beats signing out, and you guys have a fantastic day.